I'm here. Very nice sunny day to get this car out. Currently 70 degrees. So now I wanted to make video day. Actually, I've got a couple videos planned. But for this first video, I wanted to talk about a new prototype that was spied out in the wild. So, as some people know, there's actually a couple different rumors that are going around, kind of the Mustang Mule. Also, if you're wondering, no, my car I'm not doing any mods to the car. I'm just experimenting, and all of you want to hear exhaust clips, so back seat's down right now, just so y'all can hear that little bit extra sound. But anyway, a Mule was spied. Looks like it possibly is up in Detroit. I don't know exactly where, they never said, but there are two rumors going around. One is that a hybrid Mustang is coming, and two is that there's going to be an EcoBoost kind of plus, like a better version of the EcoBoost to help kind of close the gap between the GT and the regular EcoBoost. So, which one this is, we still have absolutely no idea because all it is a Mule. Now, the car, at first glance, appears to be, to me anyway, a black accent package GT. Because there was, if you look at the back of the car, there is a GT deck lid. Of course, it's blacked out. It has a black roof, and a couple of pictures by the looks of it, you kind of have to look very closely because the car looks like it's either ruby red or royal crimson. Kind of difficult to tell based on the picture. It's a very quick picture. It didn't look like it was taken with, or at least it wasn't edited at all. It looks like it was just taken real quick, and then they went from there. But clearly the back bumper is unpainted, and the entire hood, front bumper, and fenders are all entirely covered. So we don't know what's going on with that. First glance, it looks like they're changing the front end, but I think that's kind of where some deception is coming in. Because the first big bit I notice with it that is clearly different is if you look at the front wheels in a couple of pictures and you look very closely, they have Brembos. Now the car, as I said, looks like they started with a black accent package GT, and clearly those are not black accent package wheels. They look like GT premium wheels, so like 19s or 20s. But why Brembos? What's the deal with the Brembos? So that kind of supports theory 2, which is that it is an EcoBoost Plus. My theory is that they're working on an EcoBoost Performance Pack Level 2, quite possibly. Similar to how you have the GT, then you have the GT Performance Pack Level 1, which is what I have, and then you have the Level 2. And this makes sense because if you look at the Brembos, that's what a GT Performance Pack Level 1 gets, and they look identical to what my car has. The reason I kind of support that theory is that a regular EcoBoost gets 2 piston brakes, then a Performance Pack EcoBoost gets the 4 piston brakes off of a GT, just a base GT. So is it possible, like now you upgrade to a level 2 EcoBoost Performance Pack, they give you the GT Performance Pack brakes? I think there's a good strong theory behind that. Now the front end doesn't appear to be any different, other than if you look at the fenders, there is no 5.0 badges on those fenders. Possibly they took them off and just they wrapped it and covered holes, or you know, it's a whole different fender now. And the other one is on the sides of the bumpers, where you would normally have the little plastic bits, like on what a regular Mustang would have. They're covered up pretty well. Now, is this going to be a facelift? What's the deal with that? Now, I kind of does support some theories about that. They're already working on another facelift Mustang. My theory is there's quite a possibility that they are doing another facelift. It might not be an extreme one, but at least it might be getting those little pieces changed. Some people still don't like them, so they might be listening to those people, which it's growing on me. I like that design. I own it, and I've owned it for almost a year now, so I guess for me that works out just fine. They have the bumper. But that's the big question is, yeah, that kind of leads you to this debate of, is it even a GT? You don't even know if course, there was no picture seen of the hood open, so we don't know if it's still got a V8 in it or whether they have gone to some form of EcoBoost motor. Now, around back is the big questions we all have. That's where the questions come. So, question number one is, what is going on with the exhaust? Because, as most people know, a stock 18 and up GT has quad tips. All of them do, the entirety of the range. This car has dual tips. Again, it's back to just standard dual exhaust. As most people know, that's what an EcoBoost comes with. Kind of, again, supports the theory that this is really an EcoBoost test mule, just badged as a GT to disguise it, kind of fool everybody. Now, the diffuser appears to be a hacked up GT diffuser. So, again, my theory is they just had a GT lying around, they decided, hey, let's hack this car up. So, and of course the exhaust tips stick out, so I don't know if they're working on new exhaust or what the deal is. Maybe this is kind of like a camouflage for that. Now, the next big point I kind of want to make about this car is there's a fuel drain sticker on each side of the bumper. There's a little sticker, it says caution fuel drain. What's the deal with that? Why is there a fuel drain on the car? That kind of leads to me that runs the hybrid theory. Hybrid Mustang potentially on its way. Because why would you want to drain fuel unless you were testing for gas mileage? So the answer is, I can't think of a reason why you would. I mean, gas mileage testing is usually done. You put a certain amount of fuel in and then go for a nice little drive and then see how much fuel's left. So I seriously need to do that more often. God, that sound. I love the way this car sounds so much. Yes. The fuel drain. See, why else would you want a fuel drain at the bridge? Sorry, some days it's a mystery. I seriously don't get arrested with how loud this car really is. But yes, fuel drains. So there kind of is really a bit of a question on why you would even have a fuel drain. So that kind of lends the hybrid theory, or even the EcoBoost for that matter. They could be testing an EcoBoost, and like, okay, EcoBoost, as most people know with the Mustang, that's supposed to be the efficient one. It wouldn't make sense to do a better EcoBoost, a more powerful EcoBoost, and then come to find out it gets either the same or worse mileage than a GT, because I just want to point this out there, if you haven't seen my dyno video, GTs are way underrated, so you really truly get more than 460 horsepower, and I get 19 in mine, so if an EcoBoost doesn't have that much power and clearly doesn't even have that kind of gas mileage, I wouldn't buy it. So, and then kind of the final one, and I'm surprised no one but me noticed this, there was another car in front of it in two of the pictures. Looks to be either magnetic, possibly guard gray, or guard green, or even dark Highland green. It's kind of an undisclosed color. It's kind of blurry in the pictures. You can't see much of it. But you can barely see that the front end on that car is also wrapped, meaning more than just one mule is being tested at this time. And the big one is, it's real difficult to see, but you can tell that it does not have a standard deck lid. It has the faux gas cap deck lid, which the only one in America that comes with that currently is the Bullet. In the past, you had the 50th anniversary edition. But in Europe, they have the faux gas cap deck lids on them. So my question is, what's the deal with that deck lid? What is the deal with that? Is this a European version? I would say let's look at the lights, but each picture the brake lights are on, so you can't really tell, is it the clear lights or is it the red lights? So if it has got clears, then that means that's a European spec car, not an American spec car. Because my original theory with the hybrid that's allegedly being worked on is the same as the four-door Mustang. I don't think the U.S., if we even get it at all, it's not primarily for the U.S. In fact, to me, it's a good theory that we're not even going to get the hybrid Mustang, because I believe it's for Europe. Because in America, gas is cheap. $30, I can fill up my car with 93. And, you know, in Europe, they don't even have, they use a different system. They use like 100 RON, which is the same as 93 octane. You know, I think in Europe, it costs you about twice as much. I could be wrong on that, but any European subscribers, let me know. How much would it cost to fill my car up over there? My equivalent, like usually it's 12, 13 gallons. Out of, you know, I really drain it. It's never more than 10 most of the time. So, my car does fine over here. I avoid the guzzler tax in the U.S. with the Mustang. I think the only muscle car I know of that you actually pay the guzzler tax, as far as I know, is the automatic Challenger, and that's it. In fact, they may have even changed it since I last looked. In Europe, though, however, they pay, not only do they pay a guzzler tax, they pay a pretty steep guzzler tax. So, the EcoBoosts, from the best of my knowledge, avoid it, but the GTs don't. But the GTs, because if you are going to spend the Mustang money, you're going to get a GT anyway over there. So, I think it's logical to me that a hybrid Mustang makes sense, because that would bring the cost down of a Mustang in Europe. Obviously, it's selling real well, and there's a demand. A lot of people say in Europe, you know, this is like dream car to people in Europe. In America, they're dime a dozen. You know, like growing up as a kid, I used to think like, oh, in Europe, everyone drives a Lamborghini or a Porsche, and then I learned later, I was like, that's not the case at all. So yeah, in Europe, it's like, it's the opposite, though. It's like, I wonder if they think everyone drives a Mustang over here. There's a new edge right there. They think everyone drives a Mustang over here, because in fact, everyone does drive a Mustang over here. Oh, I love this car's sound. But anyway, let me know in the comments section below what you think about all of that. What do you think about this Mule? What do you even think this could be? Is this the EcoBoost Plus? Is this the hybrid? Or if anyone's got any additional theories, let me know what you think this test Mule actually means. Anyway, if you are stopping in for the first time, go ahead and subscribe. If you like this video, go ahead and leave a thumbs up. Anyway, take care, have a good day.